trying to work less, if you're trying to do $100 a haircut, what does that look like besides asking the client for more money? All right, so I think I already know the topic of this video. You can tell by the title. I was with a old colleague, my bestest friend from the last shop I worked at, Bob. We were hanging out last week, and I said something, and I was like, man, I gotta expand on that, you know? It's pretty true that we were just conversing and talking shop, you know, as usual. And I was like, you know, haircuts are a luxury now, and we're still treating them as if they're a commodity. So that's a little bit what I want to talk about. Of course, there's nuance and there's, you know, other ways to think of it. And my way, in my opinion, is not the only way. It's not the way. It's just one of the many ways that you can do this barbering thing. And so I just want to put in my 2 cents and, you know, see if you guys agree, disagree, you know, let me know. Let's open up the conversation. It's a fun topic. You know, I love barbering. I love this shit, man. So I'd like to nerd out about all the different ways that you can do business, that you can run a shop. It's very interesting. I know people that do it differently than me, and they do great, you know? And so I'm not putting anyone down. This is just a rant, and this is just my opinion. So I just want to start out with that, you know? But so jumping off from there, yeah, I think haircuts are becoming a luxury. A lot of, you know, with trends changing and styles changing and, you know, jobs getting more relaxed, you know, you can have tattoos at jobs now. It wasn't like that before. You can kind of just, you know, not get your beard and hair done for a little bit and be okay with it and save a couple bucks. And so that's, you know, part of the business side of it. But a lot of it I wanted to start from is the culture side. You know, barbers are raising their prices. We're treating it as a luxury service, but we're not acting like it's a luxury service. And kind of the way I want to start off with that, what kind of made me realize this is I was going through Instagram and I saw that Rob, the original, opened a really nice barbershop, you know? And he's one of the greatest to ever do it. He's a great artist. His art outside of barbering is insane. He opened a really nice shop. And like, what is this? I don't even know where this is. This is some Neiman Marcus Nordstrom location, man. Like, it's beautiful. This was not a cheap endeavor. The real estate, to even lease this, you have to have money in the bank. There's so much that goes into opening a shop. So I see the work that him and his team put in, right? The art gallery. I like it. I like the concept. But my issue, and it's not my issue with Rob, it's my issue with barbers, you know, how we're our own worst enemy. And this goes into the, you know, we got to level it up, right? If we're going to be a luxury, then be a luxury. You have this shop. It looks amazing. It's so close, right? But why you're going to put all this effort in and you're still going to buy toolboxes? That's my biggest, it's such a nitpicky thing when it comes to barbering. The damn toolboxes, man. I've been saying that forever, right? When I open a shop, it's not going to be ring lights and toolboxes. It's going to be tastefully done. It's going to be, you know, have some thought and some interior design put into it. And so I guess that's really the beginning of this whole thought process of mine was a year ago when I was like, is it because they're the cheapest thing out there? Is it because they're the easiest? Is it because it's the most practical, right? I get that. I understand that, right? But if we're going to be a luxury product, a luxury service, if he's going to do this work and have this nice building and the mirrors, the chairs, the art, like the lighting, like it looks so cool, you know, and you're going to buy toolbox stations? Like, that's my issue. And that's just, you know, one example, right? So yeah, it's you didn't want to get custom furniture. You didn't want to thrift some more regal, you know, mid-century or early century like furniture to kind of go with this upscale vibe, right? You could have had some wooden furnitures in there. It doesn't fit, right? The toolboxes don't fit in a shop this nice. This is a nice shop. Look at the storefront. You know, look at the interior, the floors, the walls, the tall ceilings, the cool mirrors that they got, the cool chairs they got, the art. And toolboxes, you know, in barbering, haircuts are becoming a luxury and we're choosing that path. But if we choose that path, we need to walk the walk, right? $100 haircuts, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, maybe you're skimping on some like the chair's cheap, or you're just trying to make a buck in the cheapest way, right? If you put in effort, you'll make a buck. You'll make a stronger buck, I think. You know, you'll make a culture and you'll build a vibe and your clients will be happy with the shop. And, you know, we all know that also what I'm speaking to may not even matter. Your clients may not care about, they just like you as a person. And customer service goes a long way. Customer service is huge, right? If your customer service is on point and your shop culture is great, we all know that the haircuts are one of the last things to matter if you really put in the work in every other aspect of the service and give your clients a top tier service. And probably your haircuts are good. My haircuts are good, right? There's people that are better than me. And that's okay too. Just a 360 view of barbering. We need to have a little bit more taste for design. We need to think past the ring lights and the toolboxes. That's all I'm saying. And that's not my style. But when I go search out like references, when I was putting my shop together, that's a lot. That's like 80% of what I could find. I can find like the Scorum or some of the nice European or Middle Eastern shops, right? Or the traditional shops here in America. I could find those examples, but those are out of my budget. Those are done to a level of above what I've done, you know, in terms of decor and custom furniture builds and marble countertops and tile floors, right? I worked within my framework, and I understand a lot of people do the same thing. But I just think that if we're going to provide a luxury service, we need to really embody the concept of being luxury. And we are moving from haircuts being milk and eggs to like going out to eat, right? That's, I guess, kind of a metaphor that I put together was haircuts is now like, do I want to go to Longhorn Steakhouse? You know, it's not the greatest restaurant, right? But it's still luxury to go out and spend $80 on a dinner. And so when you're asking $50, $60, $70 a haircut, you're asking that person to go out to eat instead of go to another barber who's the milk and eggs, right? Who's the commodity that's necessary. So asking the clients to now choose between those things, that's where you're seeing a gap of barbers not getting booked and cheaper barbers getting really booked, right? And you can be an expensive barber that's really booked, but you have to put in the work, the marketing, the time, the skill set, the decor. Like there's so much more that goes into charging $70 a haircut than just a good haircut. I charge $50 for a haircut here in Austin. That's pretty market value. It's, I would say, once you cross 55 to barely 60, you're starting to get like the top of the market value. But I think anything in Austin, $40 is a cheap haircut. 45 is pretty smack dab market value. So I'm 50. I'm right above that, right? I'm not asking much, you know, I'm not asking for 65, $70 a cut. I'm asking for $50 here in Austin. The chains charge that much, you know, some of them even more than that. So it's just another topic for another video, but I just wanted to rant a little bit about this and see, you know, trying to wrap it up soon before my first client comes in for the day. But just it's a mindset thing, you know, talking to other barbers and seeing what other people are doing. It's cool to see people be successful in their own ways. I just think we are progressing. The barber industry is fast progressing where getting better than salons, right? Our skills are just, the barber that I grew up going to, he could never do the stuff that we're doing today, right? It's the sectioning, even the fades, like the work is progressing at such a high level, and we are asking to get compensated for that. But if we're asking to get compensated for our high level work, we need to act like a high level business. We can't just be some chop shop saying, oh, I know my worth, bro, I'm $100 a haircut. It's like, then act like $100 a haircut. Like, have a clean shop, have good culture, good barbers, be professional, be attentive. Don't skimp out in any way. Don't buy toolboxes. Buy furniture, from somewhere that works for your shop. Get creative. Strive for that next level. Strive for something a bit better. We're becoming a luxury. We're kind of transitioning from commodity to luxury. Clients are realizing that. They're spending their dollars wiser. Economy's a bit tough lately. We all feel it. So be privy to that and respect that. Respect your client's time, respect your client's money, and act like a luxury business, right? Act like a luxury brand. Build a brand. Do all that work to carry your business. Don't just rely on the old school ways. Although they may work, you're better off coming at it with a full business-minded approach to branding, to marketing, to the skill set, to the experience. So yeah, I guess, I don't know if I've seen anyone else put it that way, but yeah, the barbering industry is growing, but it's transitioning from a commodity to a luxury, and we have to understand what that means. We have to be prepared to rise to that title, right? To stop being the Ross, and then think of luxury brands, like look at those experiences when you go to buy a luxury item. I don't shop for handbags or whatever, but those are the easiest metaphors to kind of talk about. It's like you go into a store like that, like look at the fit and finish of the experience and even the product they sell. Again, this is just my opinion. This is just what I'm kind of showing through example of my shop, what I want to happen, especially in the local industry here in Austin. But yeah, just my opinion. You can do it your way. I'm not saying you're doing it wrong. If you're using toolboxes, if you're using ring lights, I'm not saying you're doing it wrong. I would just implore you, if your prices are rising and if your business is growing, I would just say start to think about it in that way. Start to think about it to the next level. If you're going to the next level, if you're raising your prices, if you're trying to work less, if you're trying to do $100 a haircut, what does that look like besides asking the client for more money? What do they get? Do they get better hours? Do they get an easier booking system? Maybe you switch to a different booking system because it's easier and looks better, has a better UX, right? Or maybe you upgrade the lighting in the shop or get some nicer speakers instead of playing it on a Beats pill. Just things like that. Just think about every detail. We say we're detail oriented. This is my last gripe, and we're barbers, right? I'm part of it too. We say we're so detail oriented. Oh, I got the fade. But we're not, Yeah, you can do a detailed haircut, but your station's a mess, but the shop's dirty, but the music's really not the vibe, but but you're not dressed great, It's like we say we care about all these details, but it's more than just a haircut. And as we progress into this luxury phase of our industry, you have to be mindful of the fact that luxury is more than just the product. It's the branding, it's the experience. So that's my rant for today. I hope everyone has good holidays, make a lot of money. That's what we're in this business to do. So let's get out there, cut some heads, and let's make a bunch of money and take care of our clients this holiday season. And thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys on the next one.